look at what we've got to play with. A shiny Corvette C5. Now what are we going to do with it? We're going to test out whether or not the oil you put in your engine can actually give you extra horsepower. That's what ENEOS oil say that they can do. So we're going to test it and compare it to the leading synthetic oil. We're going to stick it in the engine, run it twice on the dyno with 10 minutes cool off in between, then we're going to switch it out for ENEOS, do exactly the same thing and compare the figures. If we get a higher horsepower, then ENEOS are telling the truth. So let's get it up on the dyno and check it out. We're here with Sean Ecclefield from Showcase Motors, and he's been kind enough today to donate this Corvette to us to play with this afternoon. Tell us a little bit about the car.
It's an 03, it's virtually stock, except for we've done a couple modifications of the headers and a boiler exhaust.
What would you normally use oil-wise?
Synthetic, 530, 1030, something like that.
All right. What would you say if I told you that ENEOS oil brand claims that they can increase the horsepower of this car just by switching over the oil?
That would be neat to see.
All right, well, let's get started. Not bad. 307 horsepower at 327 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty good. So, all right, we'll wait 10 minutes, let it cool down, do our second run, and then we'll get our average from that.
Sounds good.
Our first run, 307 horsepower, 327 foot-pounds of torque. And our second run, 308 horsepower, and again 327 foot-pounds of torque. So we're looking at, say, 307.5 horsepower.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we get from the leading synthetic oil. Let's whack in the ENEOS and see if we can get an increase.
Sounds good.
Well, Sean, we've been playing around with the Corvette and we've switched it over for ENEOS oil brand. Now, it's a fully synthetic oil, 0W50 weighted, which is the only one you can get on the market. No company actually makes 0W50, so it's perfect from the coldest to the highest temperatures. It's fully synthetic as well, and it's ionised, so it really bonds to the parts and gives you great lubrication in the engine. So if we get 1, 2, 3 horsepower, you'll be impressed?
Very impressed.
All right, well, let's try it out. Nice one. We had 307.5 before, and we've jumped up to 315.39. So
Incredible.
we're looking at close to 8 horsepower gain. All right, well, let's do our second run. So the last run, 315.39. Our second run, 316.8. So we've gone up another horsepower as well. So just by changing the oil, we've jumped from 308 horsepower to an average of 316 horsepower.
Incredible.
It's not bad. 8 horsepower just by changing your oil, and that's all we've done. So
Yeah.
there you go. The numbers don't lie. Well, it's been an interesting day here in the Power TV garage, but I think we've successfully proven that using ENEOS oil brand over other leading synthetic oil brands has its benefits. It's 0W50 weighted, which you can't get anywhere else, but it's also given this Corvette behind me an extra 8 horsepower. Now, you might say it's only 8 horsepower, but from an oil change, 8 horsepower, that's pretty impressive. So, till next time, thanks for watching Power TV.